From the swirling rumors about their sexuality to the countless friends, co-workers, and employees making allegations, here's everything we know about Will Smith and Diddy's gay parties. P. Diddy has been the subject of massive controversy recently, and Will's seen his fair share of backlash as well for things we'll soon discuss. But the rumors regarding their sexuality have been making the rounds for a while now, and they've only gotten stronger in recent years. Let's start off with Will. He was still trying to make a name for himself in the 1990s when he got his first major movie role in Where the Day Takes You, but I'm more focused on his second big film. I'm talking about 6 Degrees of Separation, in which Will plays a gay street hustler by the name of Paul. Now, even though Will was still fairly new to the big screen at the time, he was pretty determined to skip one particular scene. Basically, he had to kiss his male co-star in this scene, and let me tell you, the guy really didn't want to do it. Now, you might think that that proves he's not gay, right? Like, if he was into men, why would he have such a problem with a kissing scene? Well, it might just be a case of overcompensation. Some people think that he was worried about his street cred, but like, what did he have to worry about if he was straight? It's just acting at the end of the day. So I have to wonder if there was something else under the surface. As for Diddy, the recent allegations against him kind of prove that he's been attracted to men all along. Music producer Rodney Jones made some shocking claims about an encounter he had with the rapper. Diddy, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Young Miami were involved in the spine-chilling ordeal. But in all honesty, this isn't the first time someone suggested that Diddy isn't who he says he is. His own bodyguard has some truly bizarre stories to tell. According to him, Diddy's sexuality is pretty fluid, which explains why he's had no trouble getting with women in the past as well. Of course, there are those who say that it's all just a front, but we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. There are many, many layers to this story. So for now, let's set the stage by saying that Diddy and Will have been friends from the very start. They're really close to each other. And word on the street is that they throw some wild gay parties. They're not the only celebrities in attendance either. If the rumors are true, a bunch of closeted gay stars will show up there to have a good time. With that said, let's focus on one particular allegation made by Diddy's former bodyguard that might just confirm his gay relationship with Will. You see, he apparently caught Diddy with a male rapper one time. Don't quote me on this because it's still just an allegation, but man, if there's one person that knows how many skeletons you've got in your closet, it's your personal bodyguard. I mean, they go everywhere with you, so any secrets you have are bound to be knocking around in their noggins. What does this have to do with Will, you ask? Well, he's not just an actor now, is he? He used to be a really big deal in the rap industry, so it's not a stretch to imagine that he's the guy that was getting down and dirty with Diddy way back when. Of course, there are plenty of other candidates that fit the bill as well. And while the court documents redacted their names, it's almost too easy to figure it out. For starters, there's a musician who performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful residency in Las Vegas. I mean, it has to be Usher, right? Who else could it possibly be? The documents state that Diddy was in a sexual relationship with him, but Usher's not exactly a rapper, so maybe the bodyguard wasn't talking about him. He might actually be referring to Meek Mill. Like, the document says it's a rapper from Philly who dated Nicki Minaj, so they're basically spelling out his name if you read between the lines. Meek's denied the allegations, but that hasn't stopped people from wondering if he was involved in all those crazy gay parties as well. Oh, and while we're on the subject, I should probably mention that Meek's been connected to Will Smith too. Jaguar Wright said it with her whole chest. To be more specific, she said that young men had come out of Will and Jada's house desperate to get away, and Meek was one of them. Coincidence? I think not. This brings me to another little wrinkle in this whole mysterious affair. Rumor has it that Will and Jada's marriage is a complete sham. There's a lot to unpack here, starting with Jada's obvious love for Tupac. The legendary rapper passed away before their friendship could blossom into a romance, but her true feelings for Pac aren't exactly a secret. Like, her own daughter wrote a letter to him when she was 13, saying that she wished he was still around, so that her mom could be happy. If true, this just further proves that Will's looking to get some on the side, and his longtime friend Diddy might be who he turns to for that sort of thing. I mean, those gay parties might be the only situations that allow the star to be himself. After all, Jada's repeatedly said that she never wanted to marry Will in the first place. She was basically forced into it by Will's mom, and if you check out how they interact in public, it's pretty obvious that they don't get along. They literally say they're in a bad marriage for life in interviews. Even so, a lot of people think that decades of marriage are enough proof that Will's not gay, or at least that he's not involved with Diddy. But who's to say Jada doesn't know? Like, remember that whole affair she had with August Alsina? The guy is a lot younger than her, which is pretty dang weird, even for people in an unconventional marriage like Will and Jada's. It's almost like she was trying to get back at Will for something, and everyone's been wondering what it could be. I'd say that the way Diddy behaved at the 2022 Oscars was an important moment in this story. Who could forget Will's admittedly iconic slap? It was a pop culture moment for the ages, but Diddy's reaction kinda got lost in the noise. As soon as it happened, he rushed out on stage and told both Will and Chris that they were gonna deal with it like family in the after party. Maybe he did that because Will's his buddy, but it's entirely possible that he did it to help his longtime lover save face. The thing is, plenty of people have talked about them being a little fruity. There are even rumors of Will and Dwayne Martin getting it on. Don't just take it from me, take it from his ex-wife Tisha Campbell. She didn't say it outright, but she did write Will in all caps a bunch of times in an Instagram comment talking about the affair. There's a good chance that Tisha was pointing the finger here because she's sick and tired of Dwayne and Will lying about what they did. Circling back to Diddy, his own ex-wife has thrown some nasty shade as well about him potentially being into men. The same goes for 50 Cent, who wrote a very passively aggressive post on Instagram saying that he wishes everyone associated with Puff Daddy would be gay and happy. That's a direct quote, by the way. Need I say more? Some people who tried to expose Diddy even suffered the consequences, like the radio host Wendy Williams. She ended up getting fired from her show, but that only made her double down and say that Diddy had so many kids just to cover up his true sexuality. So why am I dropping all of these names? It's to show that the people making these allegations are colleagues, employees, and friends. They're not random people on the internet. They're involved in the industry and often know Will and Diddy personally. They have skin in the game, and some lost their livelihoods for speaking out about these issues. The truth behind Diddy is slowly coming to light, and none of these people would be surprised. So, from the acquaintances and co-workers making these allegations to the rumors about their sexuality, this was everything you needed to know about Will Smith and Diddy's gay parties.